a comfortable seat to begin. You can start in Sukhasana. We're going to do several seated postures to start out, but we're just going to begin in a comfortable, what we call easy pose. If it's not easy for you, for whatever reason, then you can always readjust. And one thing about Sukhasana, if it's not as comfortable for you, if it creates too much compression on the knees or it's a little too much on the hips, you can always build your seat up. So the higher you build your base of support, the more room it gives for your legs to fold forward and down. And so sitting on the ground is probably the most extreme version. But if you sit up on a blanket like I do, that usually is a really nice way to assume Sukhasana, but you can build it up even higher. So just always remember that for every single posture we have, there are ways to accommodate and make it appropriate for you. So let's begin this Sunday morning practice by closing our eyes and just letting ourselves move inward. Right away on this beautiful morning, let's take a breath in and follow the path of the breath as it enters the body and moves all the way down to the base of the belly. And then just let it go, let it spill out the mouth. And let's do that again, a nice deep inhale all the way down, feeling the diaphragm lift, the lungs expand, and then just let it go. And one more centering, grounding breath. Inhale. And let it out. Just through that act of mindful breath work, just 3 breaths, we have become more centered already. Begin to feel the ground below your seat, the feeling of your legs touching down on something solid and secure. Come into your body and just take a moment to observe what's showing up today. Physically, emotionally, the activity of your mind. Just notice where you are without any criticism whatsoever, without making any kind of judgments. Just make note of your starting place in this practice. And if you'd like to this morning, you can take this time to set an intention for your practice. Based upon where you are right now and what you'd like to see happen during the next hour. Perhaps becoming even more grounded, letting go of any tension, perhaps just coming to a place of contentment and ease. Tap into your heart space. Connect deeply with your mind and spirit and see what intention bubbles up for you today. Let's take a couple of breaths here, keeping your eyes still closed. Breathing in your intention straight into the heart. and setting it free out into the rest of the world. All right, start to open your eyes. Let's bring your gaze upward and back to our surroundings. We're going to start by stretching our legs out down the mat. So if you're still sitting on a blanket, I think that's perfectly fine to stay on that blanket. We're going to come to Dandasana, staff pose. If you're sitting on your mat, that's fine too. You don't necessarily need a blanket for this, but we're just going to stretch the legs out long. And take a look at your alignment so that the points of your hips intersect to the center of your knees and right down to the center of your toes, between your third and your second toe. Allow the toes to point directly up, not stretching or straining to pull them forward and not letting them flow forward toward the front, but just really reaching straight up so that there is a little engagement in your legs to do so. Coming to Dandasana, bring your hands by your side, gently placing the fingers down on the mat. Perhaps the palms of your hands also reach the floor, depending on the length of your arm. But try to create a little space up into the palm and allow that energy to rise up through the arms and directly into the center of your shoulders. Place your seat firmly on the mat, pressing down through the sits bones and then letting energy flow up through the spine so that you feel lifted through the crown of your head. Your chin is parallel to the floor, and then slightly tuck it back, just a hair of a tuck, so that your back of your neck is indeed nice and straight. Now in staff pose, Dandasana, hold this engagement. We're going to sit here for 5 breaths, drawing in through the belly to provide stability and support, but just following the path of your breath. Keep your inhales and exhales equally in length. And just feel yourself really present and grounded. Let's do 3 more breaths. Two more. And 1 more breath in staff pose, inhaling and exhaling and release. Very nice. From staff pose, go ahead and take your strap, which is hopefully nearby. Bring that strap around the balls of your feet. Now we're going to keep the legs extended as we fold forward, using the strap as an aid to close the energy of the body and keep ourselves connected from the front part of the body and the arms down to the feet. So inhale, lift up again, lengthening through the spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold forward. As you begin to reach your torso forward, you can wrap the strap around your fingers, but keep the heart high so that the angle of your body is a nice, straight, acute angle. Almost as if your heart wants to reach out over your feet. Now this may mean that you don't fold down quite as far, but that's okay. If you notice yourself curving down, lift up a little bit more. Keep the pressure on the strap. Again, that closed loop of energy helps provide some stability to the body. Feel your hands hamstrings begin to open. Breath's nice and long. And notice how you feel the opening in the lower back as well. One more breath in Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. And then lift up, come back up to the top of that seat, remove the strap and just set it aside. All right, we're going to bend the knees now, bring the feet to the mat, and then let those knees open wide in Baddha Konasana. So we're changing up the posture just a bit, bringing the soles of the feet together so that the heels and the toes all connect from their mate. Take your hands to your shins. Again, lift up nice and tall. Always, we begin with a nice long spine for extra length. And then we're going to fold forward. This time the hinge is going to come from the hips. But I want you to, again, keep the back nice and flat. So you're pulling yourself forward and out over the front of the mat rather than down toward the feet. You may get there eventually, but we're going to keep the emphasis on the flat, extended back. Just allow your breaths to be long and slow and feel into any changes in your anatomy and what they mean for any tension release. So if the hips are tight, you may find that you need to stay up a little bit higher or bring the knees a little bit higher as well. But just ease yourself into your space. Keep breathing. Gentle stretch. Do you feel that in the lower back? Is the lumbar spine beginning to respond? Take it slow and easy. All right, let's try one more breath here. And beautiful. Lift all the way up. Bring your knees up to the top. Open your feet out wide. We're going to come into one more seated posture, Upavista Konasana. So now my legs are out as wide as they will comfortably go. Flex through the feet. Engage through the legs to hold your legs in an active posture. And then take your left hand to your shin. Lift your right arm up and take it over the ear. And then gaze upward past your right arm, up toward the ceiling. Roll that right shoulder back just a little bit and bring the arm a little closer to the ear. Nice deep breath into that right rib cage. Open up space for breath and life. And then take the right arm down. Let's do the same thing with the left arm. Reach it up, extending it to the sky, and then take it over the ear in that beautiful side stretch. If it feels okay on your neck, turn and gaze up past your arm and roll the left shoulder back just a little bit more. Let the air flow freely as you energize your body with space and prana this morning. Nice. Bring that arm up and back over. Okay. We're going to bring ourselves to tabletop position for our next sequence. So come on to hands and knees. You can remove the blanket if you were sitting on that. Get that out of the way. And then starting in tabletop position, I'm going to drop it into some cat-cows to begin. So just let your belly drop down. Take a nice long opening in the front body as you stretch your heart forward. And just let the weight of the spine drop into the belly. Breathe here in cow stretch. And then take it the other way. Let's press up to a nice strong cat stretch. Bringing the head down, tuck that chin in toward the breastbone. Widen your shoulder blades, release the tension in the upper back. Take a nice deep breath in. Come back to tabletop. And then we're going to roll the barrel of our chest around in a circle. So press the ribs to the right side, lift it up to cat stretch, press them over to the left, and then drop them down to cow. So we're just rolling our chest, rolling the rib cage around in a big circle and feeling any sort of tension, any places where the body's a little creaky this morning. Let that spine create some mobility. Synchronize your movement with the breath. That always feels so refreshing. And then let's change to the other direction. So simply roll the chest the other way, up and around. And just feel a little organic here. There's nothing perfect or magical about exactly what I'm doing. Just allow your body to take the lead. Oh, it feels so good when you do that. And then we'll come back to our tabletop position. All right. From tabletop, plant your hands down, lift one knee and press the leg back, and then the other as we come to plank pose. From plank position, feel yourself stacked and steady. Taking a little pelvic tilt, engage into those lower abdominals to give yourself some strength. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. And then press up and back for downward facing dog. Lifting the hips high and stretching the spine long. Let your head release. Just let it be as loose as it wants to be. It can gaze down between your feet. Breathe here. One more breath. And we're going to come back to a plank position, but we're going to do so by rolling up into a cat stretch and then shifting forward into plank. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Roll your cat stretch forward to plank, and then exhale back, downward dog. Inhale, roll to cat stretch to plank, and then back, downward facing dog. Wonderful. Let those knees come down. We're going to move into a full child's pose, taking the hands off the mat, releasing them back behind you, and just let yourself completely melt into a soft, yielding child's pose. Take 3 full breaths here and revisit your intention that you made for practice today. Slide your hands forward, come back to all fours, and then lift up one more time, lifting your knees, and all we're going to do is walk the feet up to the front of the mat, coming to a forward fold position. Immediately rise halfway up, come to Ardha Uttanasana, half lift with a flat back, lengthening the tailbone back, the crown of the head forward, and create some extra space from the shoulder tops to the earlobes. pull in through the belly. Feel your base of support strongly supporting your lower back. And then take your hands to your waist. Hinge upward like a tin toy soldier, lifting all the way up. And then bring your arms overhead. Reach for the sun in the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Deep breath. And exhale, bring your hands down by your side. We're going to loosen up a little bit here. So all we're going to do is allow the arms to swing from side to side. And again, this is another one that you can just be really organic. You can make it a little more vigorous if you like. You can make it soft and sweet. But what I want you to feel is if your arms want to fly off your body, like they really don't even want to stay connected. They just want to feel open and loose. I always joke, this is what we used to do when we were kids, right? When we were tired of waiting for mom to do something. We'd sit here and entertain ourselves because, you know why? It feels good. It feels good. All right, a couple more times, just getting a little energy, a little open and looseness in the body. And then come back to center and stand forward. Lift your arms up and reach them overhead, and then bring your left arm straight forward. Rotate your right arm to the back, now creating more or less a warrior two arm position in this standing position. Looking out over your left fingers, reach the right arm back as far as you can, so they're reaching in opposite directions. And then lift both arms up and take it to the other side. Right arm reaching forward, left arm back. So we're not really turning the body, we're still facing forward, but feel into as much extension as you can, especially with that back arm that we can't see. Inhale, bring them up again. Take the first position once again. And then lift. Take the second position. And then do that 3 more times, perhaps a little bit faster this time. Inhaling and extending. Inhaling. Exhale as you extend. Just keep, again, the movement. You can go as fast or slow as you like. Lift and extend. And one more time. All right, let's meet back in Urdhva Hastasana, and then exhale, everyone fold forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Now in our forward fold position, let your knees be a little bit soft, taking your hands to a support, either the blocks or perhaps the mat. And let your upper body roll forward and down, supporting yourself solely through your abdominals to lift up as your supporting function. Release your head, let it bobble around. Coming to a ragdoll position. If you feel supported, you can release your hands, grab each of your opposing elbows, and simply let your upper body hang forward. Breathe as your back releases into this inversion and all of the tension opens up in those spaces where it gets compressed. Breath to flow freely. And perhaps again revisit that intention. All right. Bring your hands back to a place of support, either the blocks or your mat, and give yourself a little bit more energy energy with the use of the arms. And then we're going to step back with the left foot into a lunge pose. So left leg back, right leg forward. And then let your left knee slowly come down, Anjaneyasana. From this position, keep your hands on your blocks for now. All we're going to do is let the weight of the pelvis kind of drop down into the hips. So you'll feel that intensity as it begins to stretch into the psoas. Breathe and just let yourself enjoy this for a moment. Hopefully it's enjoyable. And then in this same position, take a little bit of a cat stretch, meaning arch your back up. Keep the legs in the same position, but just press into the upper back, round your head forward, and tuck the chin down. And notice how this changes any sensations in the body. Often this will trigger a little bit more intensity into that left hip flexor. So go easy and then let go of that and come back. Shift a little bit forward on that front knee. Again, keeping your hands on the blocks for this because I want your base of support in the arms, not on that front knee. But just allow that front knee to kind of come out over the toes. We don't often do that in a lunge, but it's safe as long as you're supported. Again, we're just giving that left hip flexor a super good opening stretch. Notice how that feels all the way down into the sacrum. All right, and then come back to our first position with the knee over the ankle. Lift the left knee up to runner's lunge and straighten the right leg, moving into pyramid lunge, meaning my right leg is completely straight. Left heel is up, giving me some space. Breathe here and push that right hip back. Let the left hip roll forward. All the way down the right leg. Breathe into that right piriformis, side of the hip. Very nice. Now bend the right leg, come back to runner's lunge and lift all the way up. Come to high lunge position. Now bringing your arms up and overhead. Deep breath in. Bring hands to heart. 2 more breaths here. Left leg nice and strong. 1 more. And then step forward, nice strong big step. Lift your arms up and overhead and then bring them down by your side. As your hands come down, shift your weight into your left leg. Roll your right shoulder back and reach the right fingers down toward the mat. Stabilize yourself on the left side of your body, maybe taking your hands to your waist, sometimes that helps. And then lift the right foot off the mat. You're either going to reach toward that foot or perhaps connect and grasp the foot with your right hand. Now it's important that you would have rolled that right shoulder back, giving yourself some space, using the muscles of the upper back to propel that motion without putting strain on the shoulder. Hips are square to the front. Lift up. Left side of your body is working. Gluteus medius, gluteus maximus. Breathe. And if you feel steady and you want to lift your left arm up, you can reach those fingers up to the sky. We're not going to go into full dancer. We're just holding this interim position. Let your right foot come down. Exhale, left arm down. Inhale, both arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Step back with your right leg. Coming into your initial runner's lunge. Hands on the blocks, if you please. And then let your right knee come on down. So we're going to slowly move as we did before into this low crescent position today. First, release the weight. Let gravity pull your hips down toward the floor. We have no idea how much we hold, we clench, we control the body until we actively and mindfully work to let it go. It's a real mind shift to do so. So let those hips just settle down. Enjoy the feeling of letting go. And then we're going to take that little bitty cat back again. So all we're going to do with those hands on the blocks is just create a little arch, bringing your chin down and slightly pressing the upper back up and out. A little mini cat stretch. Feel how that engages down into the psoas a little bit more intensely. If that's too much for you, then you can come back out of it, but it triggers some interesting new pressure points all the way down into that right hip flexor. Breathe. Soften where you can. Back to the normal back position. All we're going to do with the hands on the blocks, you can even bring them up a little bit higher if you like, so there's more support, is just let your left knee shift forward. And this is going to stretch the right hip flexor more. So you shouldn't be putting any undue pressure on the left knee, but rather just rolling over the right knee and getting a greater stretch down the front. You're going to be nice and released there today. Relax where you can. Release resistance. And then come back to the initial position. Lift the right knee up for a traditional runner's lunge. And then let go of those blocks. Come into high lunge. Legs now engaged and strong. Lift the arms up momentarily on your inhale. And then bring hands to heart for your exhale. Take 2 more breaths here. And then step forward, right foot comes all the way to the top. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down by your side. Stabilize yourself on the right leg only. We do this by lifting up the left heel and preparing for a balanced pose. Roll the left shoulder back to start. Create as much space as you can. Reach those fingers down. And then as you're ready, lift the left foot up. If they don't connect, that's still okay. Just reach toward each other. If they do connect, then close that loop. Grabbing an ankle, a toe, whatever makes most sense. Breathe. Keep lifting up strongly through that right hip and glute. If you feel stable and balanced and you want to take the right arm up, you can reach your energy up to the sky and take a couple more breaths here. All right, bring the left foot down, both arms inhale up and exhale, forward fold. Once again, we're going to step back with the left foot this time, coming directly into pyramid lunge. So go from runner's lunge to pyramid lunge, where we were just a moment ago. Left heel up, Right leg straight. Lift up to a flat back position. You can use your hands on your blocks. Breathe here. Again, opening to that right hamstring. And then we're going to let the left heel sink down. So anchor into the left heel. This will shift the position a little bit because it takes some of the space away. We've done some nice stretches, so hopefully you feel up for this. My left foot is now at 45 degrees, heel to heel alignment. Again, breathe, nice flat back in pyramid. Exhale, bend those elbows, bow down on your exhale, directing your forehead toward your knee if it feels appropriate. Inhale, come back to a flat back position. Anchor your energy into the core, so really draw it up into those low abdominals. And then we're going to let go of the blocks. So maybe you need to walk the hands up the body for stability. Bring the arms out, up and overhead. Reaching up now into extended variation of pyramid pose. Full front body is open, gaze slightly upward. A little tilt of your chin. Feel that energy flowing. One more breath. Beautiful. Bend your right knee, putting you in warrior one position. Step the left foot forward, both hands up, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Let's come all the way up one more time. And exhale, back down. Step back with the right foot. Lunge and then to pyramid lunge, straightening the left leg. So heel is up to start. Let the right hip draw forward, left hip pushes back. Just pause here. We're really taking it slow to enjoy and appreciate what's happening in the body with these stretches. Nothing good comes from rushing through these things. It's one of my pet peeves with some yoga classes that I've taken before. It's not a race to see how many poses we can get through. Quality over quantity. All right, let the right heel come on down. So just let it descend down so that your right leg is now in full pyramid position. Again, reposition, pushing that left hip back. It wants to come and roll forward. Push that right hip toward the front. And then bend your elbows, perhaps bowing down a little bit deeper. What was that intention you had for practice? Keep anchoring yourself to that intention. And then lift up, come to your flat back position again. Harness that strength into the center of your body. Perhaps hands to waist can help to anchor yourself in the center. Lift up, reach the arms out, up and overhead, coming to extended pyramid. Steady and strong. Feel how open your front body is here. Breathe, smile. Bend the front knee, coming to warrior position momentarily. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, and forward fold. Beautiful. Bend your knees. Let your feet walk back just a little bit. Take it to downward facing dog. Nice stretchy one. We had a couple. This should feel nice. Inhale. let your knees come on down to the mat, coming to tabletop position. From here, let your left elbow come down underneath the shoulder and slide your right arm forward. We're going to melt our heart down, reaching the right arm out as far as we can, and then releasing the weight of the heart down toward the mat. Three or four more breaths here. Truly letting the body assimilate and start to open deeply into the upper back, the shoulders, the rib cage. Find the space that you can move into. Slide your right hand back. Come on up to tabletop position. Let's take that to the other side. So the right elbow is going to come down. Fingers pointing to the left. Slide your left arm forward. Anahatasana. Releasing and melting your heart. Breath. Let the weight of the heart continue to drop down. And then let your left hand come back up, move back to tabletop position, and we're going to roll down to our belly. So come all the way down to the belly. And we're going to move into one that we don't do very often, but I thought we'd give it a try today. So we're going to go into cat pulling its own tail. Now, all we're going to do is roll to our right side. So I'm going to turn away so that you can stay toward the screen for this. So roll to your right side and put your head in your hand. Legs are extended. What we're going to do is take the left leg, the one on top, and we're going to reach it forward. If you can, you're bringing it at 90 degrees to the body. If that's too much, it doesn't have to be that far. Bend your right knee, the leg underneath, and point the knee down toward the end of the mat. And then begin to reach that right foot back behind you. So now you have your right foot behind. You're going to take your left arm, the one on top, roll the shoulder back, just like we did before, reaching for the foot, and hopefully grasping or reaching toward the toe. Now, once you've made that connection, let your head come down out of your hand. It can roll all the way down and rest on your shoulder. And then with all of this in place, allow your upper back to roll back, opening a little bit more toward the ceiling, and perhaps giving a little more space to hold on to the foot. I know there's a lot going on in this one. That's why it's a little difficult to talk through on a remote class like this, but we've done this before, so hopefully most of you know where it goes. Once you're in cat pulling its own tail, find where you can relax and release. There's the challenge, right? The challenge is finding the ease. Start with the easy part. Relax your jaw. Relax your left knee. Relax your right arm. And then relax your left shoulder. Let your breath flow freely. Revisit your intention another time. Out of this side, you can let go of the foot, the hand grasp. Guide your foot back to the end of your mat. Slowly roll your body over onto your belly. And pause here in the center, folding your arms and resting in Makarasana for 3 breaths. You can roll to position yourself on your left side this time. First, cradling your head in your hand, just to give your body some stability. Start by sliding your right leg forward. Again, 90 degrees to the body if you can, straight leg. Bend your left knee. Start to move that left foot behind you so that your knee is pointing down toward the end of your mat. Roll the right shoulder back. Create that space and see if you can grab hold of a toe. When you have that connection made, you can release your head from your hand. Let your head just drop down. And then roll that right shoulder back so you're allowing yourself to open your chest a little bit more to the sky and gaze upward. Once again, begin the process of finding softness and ease wherever you can. This is a yin pose, so we do hold it a little bit longer, because the magic comes after you hold for a longer period of time. Having said that, if you experience any pain or acute discomfort, you can always come out of that pose anytime you like. As you're ready, you can let go of the left foot. Let the foot slide back down. Roll your right shoulder back over. Come to your prone position. Once again, just turn your head or take Makarasana. Ready? Press yourself on up. Let's take a wide leg child's pose. Open those knees wide. Just let your belly drop down between your knees. Extend your arms forward. Take a full breath in, extended child. As you're ready, we're going to lay all the way down, so swing your legs around in front. And we'll move toward Shavasana. Lay all the way down on your mat. Extend those legs. Now come into a nice neutral position. Body is free to move into space of its own accord. And now, giving it the freedom and the spaciousness to truly relax and release. So just enjoy this for the next few minutes. Drop into the tranquility of stillness. arms in, perhaps rolling to one side, and eventually we can come up. And together we'll lift our arms into this glorious space, breathing in and settling and centering in our hearts. The light in me is honored and grateful for the light within you all. Thank you so much for practicing. Om Shanti and Namaste.